Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please welcome to His Holiness Chandramoli Swami Maharaj's daily call. Please accept my humble obeisances. Today's class will be given by Hare Sridevi Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Today's class is on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19 and Text 26. All over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So nice to see you.
Thank you, dear Sukhavaha. Please accept my humble obeisances and my humble obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to our Gurudev. It is an honor and a privilege to serve the Vaishnavas. So I thank you, Sukhavaha, for giving me this opportunity and for coming on as our host for today evening. I'm grateful for your presence, and I hope very much that you will also be adding to the comments to the class with your realizations, your comments, and your knowledge that will enhance everybody's understanding and learning. So it will be collaborative effort. Let's put it that way.
Actually speaking, I was asked to be ready if nobody's available to give the class. So I don't mind. I have prepared
Good.
today. Just one second. Mataji, Trupti Mataji has raised the hand. Is there any particular reason, Mataji, you raised your hand? Sorry. Trupti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. No, thank you. I haven't raised my hand. Does it show I raised my hand?
Yeah, it is. Okay, I can lower your hand. No problems. Thank you. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, my humble obeisances. Sorry, I can't do the video right now.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. All over to you, Sridevi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Before I begin, I offer my most humble obeisances to everyone again, and I request for your blessings, for your mercy, for your good wishes, and for your kind thoughts to empower me so that I'm able to do this service nicely in a manner that's pleasing to Guru, Sat, Vaishnavas, and to Krishna. So we begin with the Mangalacharan prayers to invoke auspiciousness. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So yes, we are continuing our reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, the appearance of Shukadeva Goswami, and we are on verse number 26 of Canto 1, Chapter 19. Tvam dvashtya varnam sukumarapada karorubhavam sakapola gatram charva ayatakshonasa tulyakarna shubhriv ananam kambusujata kantham. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This son of Vyasadeva was only 16 years old. His legs, hands, thighs, arms, shoulders, forehead, and the other parts of his body were all delicately formed. His eyes were beautifully wide, and his nose and ears were highly raised. He had a very attractive face, and his neck was well formed and beautiful like a conch shell. Purport. A respectable personality is described beginning with the legs, and this honored system is observed here with Shukadeva Goswami. He was only 16 years of age. A person is honored for his achievements and not for advanced age. A person can be older by experience and not by age. Sri Shukadeva Goswami, who is described herein as the son of Vyasadeva was, by his knowledge, more experienced than all the sages present there, although he was only 16 years old. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Chandramauli Swaminiti Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So here in this particular verse and purport, particularly the purport, Srila Prabhupada makes it very clear that qualifications matter more than anything else. Not age, not gender, not nationality, not ethnicity, not caste, creed, etc. Here, Shukadev Goswami is chosen to speak Srimad Bhagavatam because he is the most qualified of all the sages present there. And remember, even Vyasadeva, his father, is there. Narad Muni is also there. And yet he is only 16 years old. He is chosen to speak Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Because he is highly qualified. In fact, he is one of the Mahajans, the 12 Mahajans. That means great personalities, great devotees of the Lord. Shukadev Goswami is described as one of those Mahajans. His birth is very unusual. He himself as a personality is very unusual. So to understand why Shukadev Goswami, even though so young, was chosen, we must understand how he was so highly qualified. How did he become so qualified? Who was he? So who is Shukadev Goswami? Shukadev Goswami is none other than the parrot of Srimati Radharani. In his previous life, in his previous incarnation, he is Srimati Radharani's pet parrot. And he pleased her very much by very sweetly singing Krishna's names. Whenever she would feel separation, he would sing very sweetly all the different names of Krishna that she had taught him. And she would become so happy simply by hearing the sweet sounds of her beloved's name. So, Shukadev is not an ordinary parrot. He is Radharani's personal parrot. And he used to take messages from her to Krishna. Imagine being personal servant of Srimati Radharani. How confidential it is. So he's a very, very, very exalted personality. It's just that in this life, he happens to be a 16-year-old boy, but actually he's an intimate associate of Srimati Radharani and also Krishna. So, how come Shukadev Goswami has been given this role? So when Srimati Radharani was going to go back to the spiritual world, she told her parent Shuka, you stay here and you relate the pastimes of the Lord. But Shuka didn't want to live without her or without his beloved Krishna. So Radharani assures him, she says, don't worry, wherever there is Krishna Katha, wherever transcendental pastimes of the Lord are being narrated, you go there and you will never feel any separation from me. So with this assurance, Shukadev starts, looking around, where can I go and hear Krishna Katha? Because this is the life of a devotee. He wants to simply hear Krishna Katha. So he finally reaches a place called Kailash, where guess who? Lord Shiva, that greatly exalted personality in deep rapture, in deep ecstasy, he is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam to his beloved wife, Parvati. Now Parvati, just like all of us, after some time she becomes sleepy. As long as Lord Shiva is speaking, she says, and Lord Shiva being very enlivened, he's going on speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, lost in the pastimes of the Lord because he is so full of rapture. But then when Parvati falls asleep, Shukadev Goswami, who is hiding in the mango tree amongst the leaves, he thinks Shiva will stop once he comes to know, and I want to hear this nectar. So guess what he does? Being a parrot, he imitates Parvati's voice and continues to say, yes, go on. So nectar like this. And because Shiva is completely absorbed in reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, he doesn't notice anything. So after some time, Lord Shiva then finishes the Srimad Bhagavatam, and he turns to Parvati and asks her, just as he almost is finishing the Srimad Bhagavatam, Parvati wakes up. So Lord Shiva says, how did you like my narration? So Parvati becomes very much, embarrassed and, ashamed of herself. She says, I am so sorry, my lord, but I fell asleep. How many of us go to sleep in Srimad Bhagavatam class? That's the time to go to sleep, right? You wake up early morning, you chant your rounds, you do all the Mangalarati, and then you sit for Bhagavatam and finish. So when the great Durga Devi herself can fall asleep, we can imagine what is the plight of us little Jiva entities. Anyway, so Shiva is just amazed, saying, then who was making those sounds, encouraging me to go on? She says, I don't know who was making those sounds. So then now Lord Shiva starts looking around and he's saying, who is making that sound? Who is that intruder who is here? And he finds the parrot hiding in the leaves of the tree. Thinks a parrot? Oh my God, a parrot is not qualified to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam. And being a parrot, he will simply repeat whatever he has heard, because parrots like to imitate the sounds they hear. And an unqualified person, first and foremost, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and then repeating something, oh, no, this will cause great destruction and damage to society at large. So Shiva picks up his trident, says, I will kill this parrot immediately. So now he takes his trident and he's running towards the parrot. Seeing this, Shukadev Goswami, who is now Shuka the parrot, starts flying. And he reaches the hermitage of Vyasadev. There, Vyasadev is narrating Srimad Bhagavatam to his wife, Vatika. Somewhere it is said Vatika, some say Vitika, some say Bitika. Anyway, he was relating the Srimad Bhagavatam to his wife, Vatika, and she yawned very loudly just as the parrot was flying in. So he went flying straight into her mouth and took shelter in her womb. Now Shiva comes rushing with his trident, searching for that parrot, bursts into the hermitage, and he says, oh, my dear Vyasadev, have you seen this parrot anywhere? So Vyasadev says, oh, Bholenath, we seem to be very agitated. What has happened? What is upsetting you so much? So then Shiva explains the whole thing and he says, I have to terminate this parrot. I have to kill him. He'll just cause so much mayhem and destruction by just repeating something somewhere. This is another instructive lesson that we should not hear Srimad Bhagavatam from just anyone, anywhere, anyhow. It must come in disciplic succession. This is very important to understand. We sometimes think, oh, somewhere Bhagavad Sapta is going on. Let's run there. Let's hear. But who is speaking? What is their parampara? What is their authority? Do they have the adhikar to speak? Who has trained them? Who is that person's guru? What is his credentials? So all these things we must very carefully understand, that we should not just go and listen to anyone anywhere. We should listen from those who are in the disciplic succession. So now Vyasadeva is saying, oh, I see, he heard the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. May I ask, what is the result of hearing the whole Srimad Bhagavatam? So Shiva says, well, you get eternal life. You're released from the cycle of birth and death. You become immortal. So Vyasadeva said, so then if the parrot has become immortal, how do you plan to kill the parrot? He caught Shiva like that. So Lord Shiva thinks and says, yes, you're right. I give up. So he goes away from there. Now, the parrot which has taken shelter in the womb of Vitika is actually our Shukadev Goswami. But he stays inside her womb for 16 years, not 9 months. He doesn't want to come out. And guess why? Because he has heard Srimad Bhagavatam, he has become a fully self-realized soul. And Srila Prabhupada explains what happens to Shukadev Goswami in the womb, why he doesn't want to come out. This is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, chapter 21, verse 25. Would you like me to screen share, Shukhavaha? Or you
I'll
want
do
to...
that, no problem, Mataji. Canto 9, you said, yeah?
Yeah, canto 9, chapter 21,
21.
verse number 25. So, he remains in the womb and Vyasadeva is beginning to worry, when will this child come out? He says, come out, my child, come out. And he says, I will not come out. I'm very afraid of Maya. But then he assures him, oh, don't worry, Maya will not touch you. But he is not willing to believe his father because he can see his father is still very attached to his wife, to his children, so on. So then Vyasadeva goes all the way to Krishna and gets Krishna to come and reassure the child that Maya will not touch him. And so finally, then he agrees to come out. So, okay, let's read the purport over here. The Shuka mentioned here is different from Shukadev Goswami, who spoke Srimad Bhagavatam. There are two Shukadev Goswamis, as we will see. Shukadev Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, is described in great detail in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana. There it is said that Vyasadeva maintained the daughter of Jabali as his wife, and after they performed penances together for many years, he placed his seed in her womb. The child remained in the womb of his mother for 12 years. And when the father asked the son to come out, the son replied that he would not come out unless he were completely liberated from the influence of Maya. Vyasadeva then assured the child that he would not be influenced by Maya. But the child did not believe his father, for the father was still attached to his wife and children. Vyasadeva then went to Dwaraka and informed the personality of Godhead about his problem. And the personality of Godhead, at Vyasadeva's request, went to Vyasadeva's cottage, where he assured the child in the womb that he would not be influenced by Maya. So it required Krishna himself coming from Dwaraka to Vyasadeva's cottage to assure him. Thus assured, the child came out, but immediately went away as a paribrajakacharya. When the father very much agreed, began to follow his saintly boy, Shukadev Goswami, the boy, created a duplicate Shukadev, who later entered family life. Therefore, the Shukakanya, daughter of Shukadev, mentioned in this verse, is the daughter of the duplicate or imitation Shukadev. The original Shukadev, who spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, was a lifelong brahmachari. So now we can understand how greatly elevated is this soul. He is completely liberated even from birth. Srila Prabhupada explains in Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse 2, the position of... Can we go to that? That purport is also very nice. It describes how he was perfectly liberated. He did not require any special training. He did not need to go through, initiation or purification because he was completely self-liberated. Yeah, 1, 2, 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 2. In that particular purport, Srila Prabhupada explains. Okay, let's read the translation also. Sutta Goswami is offering his respects to Shukadev Goswami. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto that great sage Shukadev Goswami, who can enter the hearts of all. When he went away to take the renounced order of life sannyas, leaving home, without undergoing reformation by the sacred thread or the ceremonies observed by the higher caste, his father, Vyasadeva, fearing separation from him, cried out, "O my son!" Indeed, only the trees which were absorbed in the same feelings of separation echoed in response to the bereaved father. So let's go further down in the purport, not the first part. Okay, Srila Shukadev Goswami was a Vaishnava from the beginning. Therefore, there was no need for him to undergo all the processes of Varnashram. Ultimately, the aim of Varnashram Dharma is to turn a crude man into a pure devotee or a Vaishnava. Therefore, anyone who becomes a Vaishnava accepted by the first class Vaishnava or Uttam Adhikari is already a Brahmana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this principle and recognized Haridas Thakur as the Acharya of the holy name, although he appeared in a Mohammedan family. In conclusion, Shukadev Goswami was born a Vaishnava, and therefore Brahmanism was included in him. He did not have to undergo any ceremonies. Srila Shukadev Goswami was the spiritual master of Sutta Goswami, who therefore offers his respectful obeisances unto Srila Shukadev Goswami before he begins his answers to the questions of the sages at Naimisharanya. So you can see over here how exalted and how elevated is Shukadev Goswami. There are other pastimes also where Shukadev Goswami was passing by a river where many naked girls were taking a bath, but they just carried on without stopping. They did not feel embarrassed. But later, when his father, Vyasadev, came, they hastily covered themselves up. Why? Because they could see that Shukadev Goswami was completely liberated. He was completely unaffected by the presence of these beautiful young naked girls. But the father, still being in Grihastha life, was still having some attachment, and therefore the girls, sensing that, immediately became embarrassed. So Shukadev Goswami is described as having a bluish hue, just like the Supreme Personality of Godhead also. He's a very exalted personality, and age is not a factor here because he is self-realized and he's full of knowledge and he's in a position to enlighten Maharaj Parikshit. And we see in the scriptures that age does not have to come in the way. Look at Dhruva Maharaj. Look at Prahlad Maharaj. How old were they? 5 years old. Dhruva Maharaj underwent severe austerities. He was a Kshatriya prince who felt so insulted by his mother. He said, I am determined to get a kingdom greater than that of my great-grandfather. I will seek out the personality of Godhead, find him, and ask for this boon. And in the end, after meeting Krishna, he says, my dear Lord, I was looking for bits of broken glass, and now after seeing you, what more do I want? And then he goes on to rule the planet for 36,000 years as an exemplary king. And then he's given the pole star, that's his personal planet, given to him by the Lord. This is Dhruva Maharaj. Look at Prahlad, only 5 years old. And he heard scriptural knowledge from Narad Muni when he was in the womb of his mother. So he was already a pure devotee. So he may be 5 years old, but he could instruct his classmates. He could instruct anyone. He instructed his father. So this is the position of pure devotee. His age doesn't matter. His class, his caste, his creed, his nationality, his material situation, these things are not of any value when it comes to learning or disseminating spiritual knowledge. Look at Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. He was born in a very impoverished black family in America, but became such a powerful spiritual warrior. He wrote so many wonderful books, started institutions, met heads of state, uplifted the consciousness of this planet, and continues to do so to this day. In fact, Srila Prabhupada said, the children of your children will be the real devotees. And we can see how now Gurudev showed us the video of that young boy just 3-4 days ago, Madhav Das, who is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ishopanishad, the Puranas, so many different exalted literatures to thousands of people. I'll give you a personal example. I recently was with some very young children born into a movement, and this young child, hardly 6 years old, I'm going to say it in Hindi, and then I will translate it for you, just for you to get the flavor of what he spoke. I want to say it just the way he said it. पता नहीं कब मरण आएगी, इसके लिए भक्ति में तेजी से बढ़ना चाहिए. The meaning of that is, we don't know when death will come. Therefore, it is very important to rapidly progress in bhakti to make best use of the time. Basically, that's what he's saying. He is 5 years, 9 months old. Even I don't have such exalted realization. How is this child speaking like this? It is coming from previous lifetime. He's devotee from previous lifetime and has reached this level of realization already. So he may be in a 5-year, 9-month-old body, but by qualifications, very exalted. Can you imagine a 6-year-old boy telling you, कभी मौत आएगी पता नहीं, इसके लिए भक्ति में तेजी से बढ़ना चाहिए. Even we don't have such realizations. And at the time I was complaining, oh my gosh, I'm becoming so sleepy, I have so many rounds to chant. He told me, Maya is attacking you. Get up and start walking and chanting, Mataji. I was so both impressed, amused, and of course, feeling a lot of respect for this little child. So we can see some of our devotees who are born into the movement, they're actually old, as they say, old souls in a young body. So just like Shukadev Goswami has so many qualifications, the next generation is going to be very, very advanced. Prabhupada said this. He says, do not be surprised at how advanced the coming devotees will be. Because they are the real devotees. We are just the cleanup crew. We are just cleaning up the place for them to begin the real work. Because just if you look at any enterprise, any business, any organization, any factory, any township which has to come out, who goes there first? The cleanup crew, right? They go there to clean up the place, throw out all the garbage, get everything in order. And then the real workers come to set up the factory or to set up the enterprise or to set up the business and do everything. So the first and second generation of devotees, that's us, we are just the cleanup crew. The real devotees are coming. And some of them are already here. This is to again illustrate the same point that age is not a bar if one is qualified. If one is qualified, even a child can give class. Yes, I personally, and I'm not saying this flippantly or facetiously or just for effect, but I was in Europe a few years ago, and I was listening to a Sunday feast lecture in one of the cities in Croatia, and a very young boy, he must have been barely maybe 18, 20, maybe a maximum, my guess would be 22 years old. And he was giving a class. You will not believe it. He was speaking like a learned sage from Vedic times. He was flawless in his presentation. He was quoting shloka after shloka, which was appropriate. It was going with the flow of the narrative. He was able to pull together so many different things to give analogies, to give explanations, to give comparisons, to enliven all of us to understand the subject matter. My mouth was just like open. Wow, brilliant, crystal clear, grasp of the scriptures, tremendous, knowledge, fantastic, ability to convey the message, phenomenal, just incredible. And he was barely 20, 22 years old. So here's another old soul, very exalted personality. So we must understand that in our movement, very great devotees are taking birth to assist Lord Chaitanya. And we must not say, oh, you're too young, you cannot do this, or you cannot give class, or you can. No, if the person is qualified, if they're well prepared, and if they're capable, and if they have all the good qualifications, we should encourage them to do the seva. Age should not come in the way. Gender should not come in the way. Oh, this is a Mataji, she cannot do this, she cannot. No. If the person is qualified, they can also give class. You will not believe this. I don't know today, but there are still some temples where Matajis don't give class. Only the men give class. So what happens is women in such situations, they become a little discouraged. They think, oh, only the men can advance in bhakti, only the men can give class, only the men can be intelligent enough to understand the scripture. They feel a little disenfranchised. So we must encourage everyone, men, women, children. There's a great need for preaching on this planet. There are 8 billion people, and how many Hare Krishnas are there? And among the Hare Krishnas, how many preachers are there to give the message of Krishna consciousness? This is a preaching movement. So we want everyone to become a preacher and carry this message. Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. So there's a great need for preaching Krishna consciousness. There's a great need for giving the message as it is. So it behooves us to encourage one another to go out there and give this message of Krishna consciousness to this suffering world, which is still caught in the bodily concept of life and which is plunged in the darkness of ignorance. As Gurudev said just a few lectures ago, Lord Chaitanya says, I'm the only gardener. And there are so many fruits. How can I alone distribute it? Please help me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is begging us to help it. Will we not help him? Of course we will. So I pray that this ignites the spark of preaching in all of us, because this is what Gurudev likes and wants. He wants everybody to become preachers of Krishna consciousness and help the suffering world. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here and open it up for questions, comments.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for another lovely class, Mataji. And I must say that we will not sleep in your class. Definitely. I can't sleep in your class. I know Guru Maharaj said that we sleep when the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya starts, and then we wake up when Sari Ara Vidyachar starts. But yeah, no, amazing class. Okay, so dear devotees, any questions, any comments, any realization, please share. It is an important topic, and we all should be participating in this one. So if you can, it'll be really nice. While everyone is thinking, I have one question. You know, when Sutta Goswami as a parrot was listening to the Srimad Bhagavatam, how come, when Shiv Bhagwan opened his eyes, how come he didn't realize that he was quite intimate associated parrots? He wasn't an ordinary parrot, because Shiv Bhagwan is quite a highly elevated soul. He was a very pure devotee of Krishna. So how come he didn't recognize that?
Good question. There is no explanation from the scriptures that I've heard that how come, he didn't recognize. But we see over and over again that just because they're great demigods doesn't mean that they are not covered by the illusory energy of the Lord. So if the Lord wishes, he can cover anybody. Even Brahma gets covered by the illusory energy. Shiva gets covered by it. So it was just the Lord's desire that he hears the Srimad Bhagavatam that way, then goes and flies into Vidika's mouth, takes shelter in her womb, and then comes out as Shukadev Goswami. So it is all Leela in one sense, because this is the Lord's desire. So even great personalities, they cannot sometimes recognize other great personalities by the will of providence.
Yeah, true.
Like Durvasa Muni, he was a great mystic, he was a great sage, very powerful. But did he recognize that Amrish Maharaj was a great devotee?
No.
He didn't recognize. He just took him as, whoa, this is a king. And he was so haughty, he was so arrogant that just because he sipped water, he flew into a rage. He felt insulted. How could you break a fast before the guest came back? But he did not see. Amrish Maharaj had been fasting for 1 year. And he consulted the sages. He didn't act independently, whimsically, thoughtlessly. He consulted with the sages and said, I will lose all the benefits of the fast if I don't break the fast at the given time. What should I do? And the sages said, you can sip water because it is considered breaking the fast. but it's also not breaking the fast because you're not eating anything, which means you're not going to insult the guest by just sipping a little water. It's not like that you sat and eaten a whole meal and not fed your guests. It's not a transgression. So when they gave him that advice, Amrish Maharaj acted on the advice of superior. But Durvasa Muni was not willing to see anything. He just flew into a rage because his ego, mystic yogi is not a bhakta. Though he's very powerful, he's still a mystic yogi. And so he cursed him and pulled a hair from his head, made a demon come and say, I'm going to finish you to this extent just because his ego was hurt. So what can we say? Such great souls also can get bewildered. We are so tiny.
I know.
We're so prone to getting
Very,
affected
very
by the
true.
material energy. Like that. Yeah.
No, that is true. That is true. I don't think so. There's any other question. So yeah, the realization from this Srimad Bhagavatam purport and the previous one as well, that when you are self-realized and when you have a knowledge, your bodily features and the effulgence from your body is so much that everyone recognizes that this person is um, self-realized. Like Srila Prabhupada, so many times you have heard devotees saying that they could see the aura coming out of him, and then like when he was in really ecstasy, everyone could see that. That is so good, isn't it? Same thing happened to Goswami when he came. All the sages, they were so highly elevated. Even his father, Vyasadeva, was there. And still he sat on Vyasasan. Imagine being a father, as the Vyasadeva was the incarnation of Krishna, but still he was qualified to sit on Vyasasan and say Srimad Bhagavatam. So how elevated soul he was, like amazing, amazing. And then we should feel ourselves so fortunate that we are getting chance to hear this.
Very
We
true.
should not miss any. I feel we should not miss any lecture on this Srimad Bhagavatam, and especially if Guru Maharaj is giving class, we should
Yes.
never ever
I was just going to say, Guru Maharaj giving class, we should never miss. We can miss
never.
Sridevi Dasi's class, that's okay. But Guru Maharaj's class, we should never miss.
No, but still, Mataji, have you not felt that when you are saying something, I feel so many times when I'm talking about Bhagavad Gita to so many devotees that it comes to me something which I have never ever thought before. It just comes to your mind, and then you say the stuff and that is so much related to the subject as well. Basically, it's not like something you say just weirdly and just
No,
finish the class.
right. These are transcendental topics, and therefore
Exactly.
they're purifying to the speaker, to the hearer, and to the inquirer. Everyone is benefited by hearing
Yeah.
Bhagavatam, speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, by asking questions in Srimad Bhagavatam, because it is a transcendental subject matter. It's not man-made, it's not mundane, it is completely on the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his pure devotees. So it's highly powerful, potent, and purifying.
Exactly. We are getting chance to get ourselves purified more. That's why I like to talk on Bhagavad Gita. I do the two classes, one in Gujarati and one in English with other devotees, and I feel so much blissful after I finish my class. I feel, wow. I listen to my own recording and I say, that's good. Something I learned now.
Right. You know what? Can you please let the God family know that you're doing classes on Bhagavad Gita and in Gujarati and English? So then those of us who are free, we can also join and hear.
Okay. It is in late evening. Basically, the English one is about 8:30 UK time, PM. But yeah,
Oh,
of course, the God family from UK can hear it. Yeah, when after we come from work and it's on Tuesday, so it is difficult to do early. But if there are other people and if everyone is ready, then I don't mind doing early on Saturdays or any other days when, people are there. But at the moment, it's only it's none of the devotees from our God family. They're all new, very, very new devotees. And yeah, they're gathering around. But yeah, definitely. I'll put it on the group saying that I do both Gujarati and
It's important because if someone would like to join, someone would like to hear, they'll get an opportunity. Yeah, here's Veronica. She would like to hear. She would like to join in, and she would like to get some more, Krishna Katha like this. So when you're saying that you're doing 2 classes a week, one in Gujarati, one in English, I think more people should become aware of it. I would love to join if it were not so late in the night. I would like to join, but it will become like almost midnight for me then.
It is very late, yeah.
Yeah, it will be very late for me. But yeah, please do let everybody know so that they can also, even me too.
Khalid Mataji, yeah, sure. I'll put it on the group, my Zoom link, and you can join in, definitely. It's not paid Zoom, so it's only 40 minutes free Zoom time. So it just cuts off after 40 minutes. But, at least 40 minutes every week talking about Bhagavad Gita, like Krishna's words, it purifies so much. It's really, really nice thing. Guru Maharaj tells us that we should be talking about Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam every day in a week, but it's not possible every day, but it's getting there. Two days is good. Now I'm trying on Wednesday as well, if possible, if people are ready to join. If there is another time, I'll put the poll which time everyone prefers, and then we can do day and time that way. But
right. Just informing the God family so that those who wish to join can join. Not only in the WhatsApp group, you should send it on the CMS conference also.
Okay.
Because not everybody is on the group,
Sure. Veronica Mataji, you've raised your hand. Please go ahead.
Oh, please accept my humble obeisances. I always say, because my heart is now full of gratefulness to share with you. You are so inspiring. I think when I first had the opportunity to hear about Chandramauli Swami Maharaj, and I began joining these classes, I think he is manifesting through you, because one thing that I share with my friends or relatives is that is incredible group, the disciples of Guru Maharaj, you wonderful women, inspiring women. So thank you. It's great to grow up. My Krishna consciousness with you is wonderful, like an oasis in this world. Thank you. That's all.
Well,
That's very kind of you, Mataji. Sridevi Mataji is amazing. I will completely agree with you.
Veronica is talking about you, not me.
Not me, you, Mataji.
Both of you.
She's talking about Sukhava over here.
So, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, who's giving us some sort of a mercy that we can do some seva.
That's true.
That's it. I want to be like you, to be inspired by Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj, and thank you. It's incredible.
It is true, Mataji. It is so true that, it's just, as Sridevi Mataji mentioned in this purport, that age does not matter. It's the knowledge. And we all should learn to understand that who's our seniors, and, respect them. That is also another Vaishnava etiquette. Like everyone, all the sages, although they were highly elevated, they were giving all the respect to Sukdev Goswami. And we all should learn that etiquette. I was listening to Keshav Maharaj's class recently about the communication. If you get chance, and everybody, I will must tell you, he's on Instagram. If you get chance to listen to Keshav Maharaj class on communication, my God, you should listen to it. How to communicate, like how to speak that the other person listens to you. So many times we feel that we keep on talking, but nothing goes in the other person's mind. They say, okay, fine, I have to listen to class, log into the class, just go. But no, the way he said that, if we have compassion in our heart for all the souls, and if we have inner love for everyone, and if we want to serve Srila Prabhupada, it like Krishna gives us the words in our mind that whatever we can speak, it enters the heart of the other person. Literally, it enters the heart of the other person. And that way, that person wants to not only listen to you, but wants to follow that as well. Basically, follow your instructions. It is so easy. And that helps in our material life as well. There's so many times we talk, but we don't hear to the other person what their requirement is, what that person wants from us. If we know that, and if we give that, our communication will be more successful. Seriously, just listen to that. Those few points, what Keshav Maharaj has mentioned, especially when listening to the opposite person, understanding the opposite person, what is their requirement. Because when we give the class also, we have to find out what sort of crowd we are giving class to. Because if you give very elevated class to the neophytes, they're not going to understand anything. And if we give the very basic class to the highly elevated people, then that's not the point as well. They will think, oh, fine, it's just going on something we don't want to hear. But yeah, if we fulfill the need of the opposite person and give with compassion and love, the words will be very powerful, very, very powerful.
Can you please send that link to me, Sukhavaha?
I will try and find out, because this was the paid class. Basically, I was just translating it in Gujarati for Keshav Maharaj. So I've got an opportunity as a volunteer to hear that class. But if I find on Instagram that class, I will definitely forward the link and put it on the group as well for everyone to listen to it, because it is so important.
But Instagram will have a 1-hour lecture. I thought Instagram is just short clips.
No. There are YouTube. If you go from Instagram, it'll take you to YouTube for the whole class as well. But I will find out. I'll find out his class on communication, because he gives different classes on different subjects. His classes are so good. He said, if you want to talk, first of all, you have to be solitude for yourself. Give some time for yourself. Think what you're going to speak. Think about the subject only, like in the place where only you are there, nobody is disturbing you, nobody is there to talk to you or anything, and nothing should come in your mind. Try and control your mind, meditate on the subject very, very properly, and then if you speak something, it will be very, very useful and very, very powerful. So he explains that, to communicate, you have to go on the solitude level where you don't speak anything. Just talk, let your mind talk, and then calm your mind down, and then read or write the notes and everything, do yourself without saying a word, and then speak. So those some points what Keshav Maharaj says is so important, so powerful. It helps in the normal life as well. When we listen to it, it is so useful. That if you think that in this busy life, have we ever got chance to stay at least half an hour to ourselves without doing anything? Don't do anything. Just be in one room. Don't do anything. You don't do that. And if we try to do that also, our mind is so loud, it just does not let us stay calm. It just speaks so much. That also one question was asked, and he said, "Yeah, I know, it's 70 gigabyte going on your mind, not 1 or 2 gigabyte. You feel so much information in your mind that it is very, very difficult to process sometimes for your mind, and you don't give any chance for your mind to process those informations. So one thing, when you are alone on your own, keep mum, don't speak anything, a word, and then let your mind process some information. And you feel so energetic after that. Literally, you will feel energetic. And then you can say whatever you want to say, because you've planned, you've thought about it, you've meditate on that particular subject. It's so simple thing, so simple thing. But we don't do that. He said he himself goes for 1 month from his busy schedule to stay in Vrindavan alone, where he does not speak. He just meditate, he just read, he just chant. And then he said when he comes back, he gets so much of energy. And his aura, if ever you get chance to see Keshav Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj is amazing anyways. His aura is brilliant, because whenever we are there in his association, we feel we are in the spiritual world, we feel transcendent. But Keshav Maharaj is very young, very, very young. So that age does not matter. He has got really nice aura and so down to earth. So all these highly elevated souls, they've got so much of power, so much. And if whenever we get their association, we get chance to have their association, we shouldn't be missing. We should not be missing that, definitely. That's why, if everybody can go to GEV retreat for Guru Maharaj, must go. Forget everything else in the world. Guru Maharaj is so right.
Are you going?
I'm not getting holiday. That's the problem. I'm getting holiday before that. That's why I said I can go earlier on. And if wherever Guru Maharaj is there, I'm going to take his association there. But unfortunately, I'm not getting time off during that time. I'm trying. I'm still trying. I'm still persuading, because the other person who's working with me has already booked her holidays. So either of us only get it. And last year also, I took it in December. So they're saying that, December is a busy period. But let's see, Krishna's mercy. If it happens, it happens. I will. If not full retreat, I might come for a few days and then leave. But it starts at 2nd of December, isn't it?
Yeah, 1st to the 10th is the dates. But yeah, the actual first Guru Maharaj just welcomes everybody and sets the tone. So 1st December will just be that, let's all meet, and then Guru Maharaj addresses us. But the real thing begins from 2nd.
Yeah.
I wonder what the topic will be this time. Do you know?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. They have yet.
I don't believe I have registered yet. Thank you for the reminder that I need to register for it.
Yeah, everyone, please register if you can, because this is very important one. Yeah, and especially GEV, such a beautiful. Are you still there, Mataji?
No, I have come back to Mayapur.
Oh, okay.
I went just for a brief time. I needed my getaway. I'm just like Keshav, Swayam Maharaj. I needed some quiet time and space to myself and take some Ayurvedic treatment also. And I was told not to speak. So I took that opportunity to just, be still and go inward a little bit. And it has made a lot of difference, as you said.
Can you share some experience? How did you find initially? How did you settle in?
Initially, I was a little skeptical. I was thinking, I don't know what treatment, how it will work and everything. But then I said, I'm going to go with the flow, because I'm not here by my arrangement. Krishna has brought me here, and he wants me to get better. He wants me to undertake this treatment and heal myself. And so then when I just surrendered, I literally felt peace, complete peace. I just said, I'm going to go with the flow. I'm not going to cry, crumble, complain. I'll just accept that this is the time Krishna is giving me to heal, to calm down, to get away from everything, to take some time off and just be still. And GV was perfect for that. Very quiet, very peaceful, no traffic, no noise, no demands. You just do what the doctor says. It was wonderful. I think I did that because the preaching was pretty hectic in Europe, and I came back with a lot of vata, high vata, and so I needed to get that healing time for myself.
Good. Yeah. I'm glad you got that time.
I
And all energetic back with us.
don't know about how much energy I have since I've just finished it, but they did tell me for 3 more weeks you need to sort of take it easy and this and that. But I thought, giving class is my seva. So this is what I do. So I agree.
Swayam Bhagwan Keshav Maharaj. Yeah.
Acha.
Yeah.
Then Bhagwan Keshav.
But his Insta is SB Keshav Maharaj, more likely.
SB Keshav Maharaj.
SB Keshav Maharaj. Yeah.
Okay. I'll look it up.
He was even talking about, when some of like, yeah, did you hear yesterday's Guru Maharaj's class? It was so good, wasn't it?
No, I couldn't.
You couldn't hear that?
No.
The-
But
the-
I don't know whether you're talking about the late night one. That I think I went off to sleep. You're
No,
talking
late
about-
night, I went to sleep, yeah. The second class was really, really clear.
Yes, I was listening to.
Okay, Mataji, now it's your turn to tell us what did you hear?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, Mataji, I'm talking to you. Please share.
It was what I about nectar of devotion. It was that book,
Inspection,
and
yeah.
I read it, and I wrote to him
Mm.
very long mail and asked him some question, because there was something that he talked about the first three in Nectar of the Ocean, no, Nectar of Instruction. I'm sorry.
Instruction, yeah.
Instruction, yes. And it gave me some question, and I couldn't ask him because it was on YouTube. And I was looking via Zoom, but still it was not possible to ask him directly. So I wrote to him very long mail, and I asked him about something that I thought somehow it gave me a question. For instance, where it's talk about the smart people doesn't steal. Well, stealing, that is wrong to steal, stealing and so on, and the smart people don't do it. And that gave me some question, because I have heard some in some lecture, I don't remember where, but I have heard someone talking very, how to say, in a funny way, in jokingly, that there was someone who went in the store and steal something. And then it mentioned, because everything is owned by Krishna anyway. So then I start to wonder, is it which one to follow? That is wrong, you shouldn't do that, or it's okay, you do it because it's still owned by Krishna. That's where I stuck in it. So that's why I wrote to him.
Mataji, do you want to answer that question? Sridevi Mataji.
Well, I don't think she is asking that question to us. I think she's just.
We can discuss that. It's a good question.
Yeah, but she is asking that, she's just relating that she's asking that question to Gurudev. She's not asking either me or you to answer
I
it.
wrote it to him. Yes, I wrote it to him and asked this question. Yes.
Okay.
The thing that I asked also, because he mentioned very much about come to the retreat and to associate and so on and so on. Then it made me wonder, because I am in the situation where I have a very, very, very much difficulty because of things that cost money, and I don't have that way of money. And for instance, I would very much love to manage to come to the retreat in India, but I have very, very bad, very low pension, pension, very, very low. So just to buy the ticket and travel to India, it means that I don't have money to pay rent anymore. I don't have money to pay the electricity. I don't have money to pay the internet. And it's only 3 days or 4 days or 1 week. This money I have to pay for 10 days. But then rest of the month, I don't have anything, and I can't pay any rent, any so that's why I asked him how to think and how to do it, because it is like legitimate question that how to make it. I really want to, but just to practice the spirituality, Krishna consciousness, it's not cheap. It costs. Nothing is free. You have to pay for the books, you have to pay for the retreat, you have to pay for the flight, and so on and so on. So that's why I asked him if he could help me to understand how to do it, so that I can also participate in the retreat. I would very much love to do it, but how to do it? I wrote even that to him.
Good, Mataji. Good, you said that. And we pray that Krishna helps you with that somehow, and you can attend that retreat. That's my heartfelt prayers for you.
Thank you. I have I'm undergoing the surgery now. That's why I sound a little strange. I have undergone 2 surgery, and the third one is going to be in September, 2nd of September. And to do this surgery and to be completely okay with that situation, it's going to cost me more than $20,000.
Oh dear.
This money I don't have. So we have some kind of insurance in Sweden where it says 50%, 60%, depending on what you have for health issues, up to 60%, 70% will paid by insurance, but the rest you have to pay it yourself. So it comes to about $6,000 that I have to pay. And that it is very tough. How to make that money? I don't make that money. I don't have that situation. So I go and beg to people, to my children, and my children try to divide between themselves to put somewhat to help me with that. So I mean, there are so many situations. It's not that I don't want to be in a retreat or to attend on the retreat. I would love to. To associate with everyone there and to be there, but unfortunately, it's not always possible for any situation for me. Anyhow, I try, it's not possible.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes the circumstances does not favor us. So many things, and we don't even realize that what circumstances the other person is in. So I know we can only pray for you, Mataji.
One thing I was
that
thinking
your
is
situation improves.
to go all the way to India, which is like halfway across, that is definitely a more expensive flight, and that's the most expensive part and everything. But within Europe, like Sweden and Switzerland, or all these places, they're all within Europe. Was Italy also difficult for you to come? Because Italy retreat, we just had it like what, 2 months ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Was
but
that also
the problem
difficult?
was when it happened in Italy, I had already started my operation. I have undergone this surgery from January.
Mhm.
From January, I have done this first operation, second operation, and now third. So
Mhm.
it's not that I was okay. And then there is another situation I have because of my physical issues. I have, if I travel anywhere, I can't do it without someone to follow me. And it's my daughter, always is my daughter, one of my daughter follow me when I travel somewhere. She arranged the situation so that she could follow me. But it doesn't mean that I have to let her to pay her own cost. Then I have to be able to pay for her. You know what I mean? Because she follow me because she has to help me. So if I travel to Italy, I can't travel alone. I have to have someone help with me because I walk with walker, you know. It doesn't see, when I sit with the Zoom, no one see me how my health is or how my body is, but I have problem. I go with a walker. I don't go freely. I go with walker, and there are so many places that I can't manage it by my own. I have to have my daughter with me. So, I mean, it's not that I'm complaining, absolute not, but it is what it is. I have some limitation in both physical health and in economic way. So, yes, I would very much love to. Sometimes, if it happened in Europe, I will do my best to attend because hopefully I'm not going to have any operation more. So maybe then I can manage and come together with my daughter and to attend one of these retreat, which is happening in Europe, for example.
Oh, no,
I'm
perfect. That'll be so nice to see you there sometimes.
yes, I
But
would
get yourself better soon, Mataji. At the moment, focus on your health. That's more important. And
thank you
then
very much. I would very much love to meet you all also.
we would love to meet you too, Mataji. Don't worry. And sometimes Krishna just takes our test, and you are going through the hard test. So we can only pray that you come out successfully, and then Krishna will help you definitely because
Thank
he's
you.
the one who can help everyone. We can't.
Yes,
Nobody
thank
else
you.
can
Thank
do in
you.
this world. You're doing
Thank
your best to attend the classes every single day, so you're getting association of Guru Maharaj. So don't worry
Yeah,
about.
and I'm happy for it. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And then, yeah, we all will pray for you, Mataji. Thank you. I think we are
Thank
15 minutes over, Mataji. Shall we close the class now?
Yeah, unless anybody has any last minute questions, Silpesh Prabhu was looking like he wants to ask something. So if you have any questions, we can take those, Shilpesh Prabhu, or we can quit, whatever you choose.
No questions, Mataji, but my wife might be coming to the GV retreat. So hopefully she'll make it there.
Perfect. That's great. She decided to go. I'm so happy for her. And I tell you, Sridevi Mataji will not let her feel alone. Sridevi Mataji is so good. I know. When I came to the God family, she was the one who welcomed me so nicely, and I feel like she's my elder sister, and definitely Deepa Mataji will feel the same. So yeah, just tell her to be with her.
Thank you.
She will enjoy.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very
yeah.
much. Suprabha, Scarlett
Thank you.
Mataji, Veronica, and Shilpesh Prabhu. My humble obeisances to all of you. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Gurudev. Thank you,
Srila
Suprabha.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Our Guru Maharaj, Chandramouli Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Yeah.
Hare Sridevi Mataji ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you very much for the class.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Hare Krishna.